As we experienced in the pandemic, we tend to decide or reason if our current action is moral or ethical. We sometimes question ourselves about what is, when is to be moral, particularly when it comes to our lives and for our loved ones. We have a lot of questions of our actions and mindset, such as should we continue to learn despite the stress and crisis we face, or should we face a pandemic and continue to learn when it is over? The course Philosophy 23 helps me understand more of the concept and decision making. Thus, it helps those who attend it to become wise men and women. The course offers a lot of topics which covers and help us differentiate between moral and non-moral standards and dilemmas. The why rules, where the usual rules of our lives are mentioned and given both broad and narrow explanation to understand its deeper meaning, such as etiquette, a standard by which someone judges manners to be good or bad, legal as a standard by which we judge for legal rights and wrongs, language for which we judge what is grammatically right and wrong, and etc. We follow rules because some of these reasons, like to get things done so we are beings with others. The why rules help us to differentiate between moral and non-moral standards of morality, to which why we must have our rules in our life and in society. The topic dilemmas provide us knowledge of our feelings and dilemma. What is a dilemma? It is an experience where a being is confused about right decisions to make. This may include several competing values that are equally important and urgent. An example for dilemma is, should I cheat or not? The topic moral agent help us recognize and appreciate the difference in moral behavior and of different culture. It covers cultural relativism and its advantage and danger. Also, the topic covers stage of moral development, where there are 6 stages of moral development, that is pre-conventional or stage 1, punishment, authority orientation, and stage 2, pleasure orientation, conventional or stage 3, peer and group orientation, and stage 4, legalistic orientation. Lastly, post-conventional or stage 5, common good orientation, and stage 6, universal principle orientation. The virtue ethics, this moral theory focuses on person's development of character. For a person to develop his character, he needs to practice the virtues. To develop the character virtue, it says to aim excellence or perfections, by that he can achieve the concept of true and worth seeking. The natural law. The framework believes that all beings are designed and ruled by a God. The theory has 3 guiding principles, which are like the duties of the beings: to reproduce, self-preservation, and knowing the truth. Natural law also defines human beings as rationality and animals' appetite or desire. The law treated the life as sacred and human's intellect to know the truth. The Duty Ethics by Immanuel Kant. Kant wants to establish pure ethics that will universally accepted, valid to all people, valid at all times, at all circumstances, has objectivity, absolute and selfless. The theory is ethical if a person performs his duty, which is universal. People are capable of applying this because all have goodwill. Duty ethics is about acting from duty because it is right, moral law. We do it because our reason binds us to do the right thing. The utilitarianism, in which accept the foundation of moral utility or the greatest happiness principle, holds that actions are in right in proportional as they tend to promote happiness. As between his own happiness and that of others, utilitarianism requires him to be as strictly impartial as disinterested and benevolent spectator. In the Golden Rule of Jesus of Nazareth, we read that complete spirit of ethics, utility, to do as you would have done by, and to love your neighbor as yourself, constitute the ideal perfections of utilitarian morality. The justice and fairness. This moral theory mainly focuses on the equal distribution of goods to the society. This moral framework tells us that for us to construct a society that is justice as fairness when distributing social, economic, political goods and opportunities. To conclude things up, the course helps us understand the concept of morality and ethical, in which a lot of topics shows the interconnections of ideas, concepts, and theory, which holds how the human beings act, think, reason, and believe. Reason as minimum requirements in morality. Feelings alone in decision making is not enough.